In episode 17, I talked about the Japanese healthcare system and how it was really good, at least until they could keep affording to pay for it. But in this country, we hear terrible things about the healthcare in countries where it is nationally controlled or taxpayer supported, especially Canada and England. And if that's the case, why aren't these people dying like flies? And the truth is they're not. There are waiting periods and there are limitations and there are frustrations, but in two important measurements, Canada and England and pretty much every Asian and European country out there are better than the United States. And one is life expectancy, where the United States ranks 42nd, and the other is infant mortality, where the United States ranks 29th. That's pretty lame, especially when you take into account how much money the United States spends on healthcare. What drives those numbers? Well, if you read or listen to any typical media report, it's because the United States is an uncaring, unequal, and racist nation. Now, I don't agree with that, but I also can't argue the fact that there are millions of people without insurance and so therefore have very limited access to health care. And the numbers for nearly every racial minority are lower than those same numbers for whites. There's also a major obesity issue, and of course the infant mortality numbers are a component of the life expectancy numbers. So if you have bad infant mortality numbers, that's going to pull down your life expectancy numbers. But even with all that, there's still more to the story. And that is that there are natural causes of death and there are non-natural causes of death, like somebody pushing you off a cliff. Now, when it comes to the natural causes of death, stroke, heart disease, and cancer, the United States actually does extremely well. Look at our cancer survival rates, which are phenomenal. We beat pretty much every country out there for pretty much every cancer out there. But when it comes to homicide and traffic fatalities, we beat pretty much every country out there as well. We have a phenomenal number of teenage pregnancies. These are the women who get pregnant, don't seek prenatal care, and then have low birth weight babies that tragically end up dying within the first year of life. That's going to pull down your numbers. If you look at the numbers without the non-natural causes of death, the United States ranks extremely high. So to me, it's a case of the American medical system being very good and the American lifestyle being not so good, because it's a choice. We have a choice to be idiots. It's a legitimate trade-off. For example, if you want to pay high taxes and get lots of government services, that's fine, as long as you don't live near me. Same thing can be said with healthcare. If you want to live a very long time in a nanny state, that's fine as long as you don't live near me. Freedom casts a wide net, and I can't always make everybody do the right thing. But liberty does get us more than just teenage moms, murderers, and fat people. It actually gets us the greatest country in the world, and the freedom of speech, and freedom of assembly, and freedom of religion, greatest military, cool iPods, freedom to spend a lot of money on our dog.